Hello everyone, Space Oyster here, and welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses, the Ashen Blue Lion Wolves. In the last part, we saw the big ball that was planned for this month. I forgot what it was called, but it happened on Christmas apparently. In this one, we will be doing our mission, finally! Salvation at the Chapel. I initially thought I was going to put those in the same part, but since the cutscenes for the ball ended up being so long and largely disconnected, I figured I'd split them up. So we'll be doing our actual chapter now. Or mission, I should say.
Captain? Captain! Where are you? Hey, Professor, have you seen your old man?
No.
Too bad. I guess it will have to be you then.
I'm back. Sorry for the delay. My last mission took longer than expected.
Captain, thank goodness you're here. There are reports of demonic beasts near the chapel.
Nonsense. I haven't heard anything about the monastery's walls being breached.
That's why I'm heading there now, to see what's really going on. You'll join as well, won't you?
Of course. We're both sworn to protect this place.
Where did they come from?
It's odd. Just before they appeared, someone saw a number of students heading toward the chapel. They were apparently acting strange, as though they weren't in their right minds. Shortly after, demonic beasts started to appear, one after another.
Are the students safe? Yeah, I hope they weren't killed.
The students. There's no way those demonic beasts got in from the outside.
So,
But none of that matters right now. We need to act. Go summon your students. Damn it. I wanted to talk to you about something important, but there's no time. There's never any damn time. But this is much more urgent, so it can hold for now. I'll meet you there.
there's always plenty of time on my end, old man. I don't know what you're going on about. Anyway, the demonic beasts... The fact that there are demonic beasts here and that the students were at the chapel, the logical conclusion would be that the students somehow summoned the demonic beasts, or maybe even turned into them. But the only way they'd do that is if there was a relic here, right? This is all very fishy. I don't think we have enough information to go off of. Of course, the other possible explanation that the game won't bring up, even though we have the DLC, is that Happy could have accidentally summoned them. After all, monsters do show up when she sighs. That's her whole gimmick as a character, anyway. Let's see here. And yeah, this is the one slight problem to having so many flying units, is that the only adjutants you can assign to a flying unit are flying adjutants. So with Annette, Ingrid, and Constance, the only adjutants I could assign to them would probably be Ash, since he's the only character I have who's in a flying class. Alright, anyway, let's see here. This chapter is pretty short, sweet, and to the point, and it seems largely disconnected from the ball we just attended. But the ball was a pretty high note. Anyway, we're going to want to have that key with us, because Ingrid is going to be fetching things for us. Or fetching a thing for us. A Sword of Zoltan. Oh, I remember where I got that. Oh, sorry. I felt a sneeze coming on there and wanted to make sure I had plenty of time to cut it out. So, yeah. My sneezes tend to be very, very loud. You do not want to hear them over the microphone. I've heard my sneezes over the microphone. It's a wonder I can even hear. Oh, I wonder, can I actually still hear? I don't know. Anyway, let's get on with it, shall we? I think we shall.
There really are demonic beasts here. They're emerging from the chapel. I'll head that way. The rest of you, protect the students who weren't able to get away.
Help me! These beasts, they're...
Somebody, help me!
You stupid beasts! Don't you dare come over here!
So, just like with Ramire Village, there is one specific beast tied to each of the characters on the map, or NPCs I should say, and when you kill the associated demonic beast, that student will retreat. So, that is a good thing to go over, or go for. More importantly, though, I realize that I keep forgetting to bring up the whole, bring up the Spear of Assail and the Caduceus staff that we got a while ago now from Flayn and Cetus Paralog. Well, I brought it up a little bit that the Caduceus staff gives mages an extra point of range on their
Time is now.
offensive spells. The Spear of Assail, it requires an A rank to use, but it's a lance that has an effectiveness against cavalry, so it's quite handy to hold on to. One special thing about the Spear of Assail and the Caduceus staff is that they're not relics like the Sword of the Creator or the Fetters of Domri. Rather, they are sacred weapons. So rather than sacred relics, they're just sacred artifacts. So the difference is that while they do have an associated crest with them, having a crest to wield them is not mandatory to avoid taking damage, but rather having the associated crest means you recover more HP.
Am I starting to master this?
But even if you don't have a crest, or even the associated crest, the spear and the staff will both give you regenerate some of your hit points at the end of each turn, or I think it's at the beginning of each turn actually. Not that it really matters. They also, unlike a sacred weapon or a relic weapon or relics. I forget the terminology, but anyway, unlike the relics, the holy artifacts, or holy weapons, artifacts, whatever they're called. Well, actually, what was that other difference? I already forgot about it. Well, whatever. I'm sure it'll come back to me. Well, most of the... Well, actually, yes, I think I got it. The artifacts, unlike the relics, they tend to be more specialized. Usually they'll deal more damage to a specific type of enemy, or at the very least they just, they don't have an associated combat art that someone with the associated crest can use.
Ready to bleed?
Aw, yeah. Took him down.
The demonic beasts were actually students. How can this be?
Yeah, that's what I'd like to know. I mean...
Thank you! But my friends who couldn't get away, are they okay?
The only reasonable conclusion I can draw is that they tried to wield a relic, and they don't have crests. Not that that's very definitive, but it's the only conclusion I can draw.
Beast. There's a stone or something on its forehead.
Monica ... Don't forget your lines, Monica, wherever you're at. Seriously, what is she doing here? This is no place for a person to be mysteriously saying ... Alright, so let's make sure we get someone into this demonic beast's range before he gets too close to the student over there. Oh no, I can't quite reach. And... Oh, well, I was thinking I could try and use the special art of the Trickster, or rather, when you master Trickster, you get a unique combat art for the class that allows the unit to swap places with another unit for within 5 spaces. Very, very handy stuff. Anyway, it looks like past Spaced Oyster got distracted, but fortunately, it wasn't too long this time. Alright, let's go ahead and kill this demonic beast. Good job to do, you did it. And then, yeah, We do have to be careful with Happy here. Her personal ability will draw the demonic beasts to her if she's in their range, but she also deals effective damage to them, so she'll be able to take out one of their shields in one go. These all have a shield durability of 2. She can take it all down in one hit. I don't know if I already went over this for demonic beasts, but you'll see that all of them, I think most of them anyway, have a weapon symbol that appears next to their, or that appears on there in place of their shield thingy. Like that one has a lance there, for example. So if you hit one of its thingies with a lance, then it will immediately break it. The same as using a gambit on the specific spot you hit. Okay, we're gonna need Ingrid to try and lure this bad boy back.
Let's try. Defenseless, are we?
Aw, yeah. Ow.
Let's see you dodge this!
Yep. I love the way Dimitri handles
All coming together.
lances as an infantry unit, but there's really only one class, maybe 2, that are both infantry and use lances, and by the time you unlock those, it's part 2, and Dimitri won't be using his lance in a unique way. Unless I don't think he does. So, his unique lance animations are kind of wasted on him, since the best classes to use lances with are cavalry. So, cavalry and flying, but he can't access Falcon Knight, so it's just cavalry for Dimitri. Although you could also make him fly. Oh, my god. Manuela, why didn't I change your outfit? You look so silly in your base outfit as a trickster. And I made her a trickster because I like the finger bangs. But honestly, trickster's pretty much just a novelty. And War Monk is honestly just a joke. Yeah, I've been learning more and more about the fire emblems. And for the DLC classes, most of them aren't as good as I thought they would be. Like, flying mages are neat and all, but the Dark Flyer bases and stat modifiers, they're geared more towards speed than they are towards magic. So characters who would love to... most characters who are mages would prefer the boost to their magic stat than their speed stat. Especially on Maddening, where they have a much tougher time one-rounding. They want more magic to be able to try and take out the enemies in one turn, rather than trying to get more speed to reach doubling benchmarks they might never reach. But flying utility is also really good, so I wouldn't worry. So Dark Flyer isn't exactly just a complete miss, but I wouldn't put yourself under pressure to try and use it for your lady mages. They get Grimory, so they can do just fine. And poor male mages, or dude mages, they still don't have a really good option. Alright, so this is going to be a tricky situation for Ingrid, because I want her to draw this monster away from the student, and I also want to be able to break its last shield. Oh wait, I got an idea. Oh yeah, there we go. Constance can break it. She knows bolting. Now we might need to take that bigger one out. There we go. Now Constance can move unimpeded. So can Annette, but I don't think Annette can reach even with the monster out of the way. But we have another bolting we can go with, so let's do this! I Between the two siege tomes, Bolting and Meteor, I think Bolting has an extra use, so it's 2 by default, and then it doubles to 4 if you're a Warlock or Grimoire. Very handy stuff.
What's done is done.
I was so scared. I'll find a way to repay you. I promise.
Alrighty, so that just leaves one more. Let's go ahead and put a net there. And now we just need to finish it off. Oh yeah, and Gerald's moving again. He's probably a walking liability. I'm not too sure about that though. The demonic beasts are usually dead by the time he gets there. And I think he's programmed to try and use his battalion first and foremost. So if you're taking a little bit longer to clear this map, Gerald will show up and help you out, and it'll be all nice and stuff. Alright, so yeah, let's go ahead and let's see. Is there anyone I want to try and feed this kill to? Yeah, so Dedue should be able to get the kill. I just gotta rally him with a net, move her out of the way, and then dance for him with Yuri. Let's go, Yuri Birdie.
Useful.
And then we punch. One punch, man. Come on, Dedue.
You're in the way.
Oh wow, I didn't actually expect him to take it out in one punch, man.
I suppose I've improved.
Sorry. That was a close one.
You saved me. Thank you.
Yay! Energy drop and Umbral Steel. And Dedue was the MVP. Of course he was. He's the hottest student after all. Right, that's weird to say. You heard nothing.
There isn't a trace of evidence to be found in the chapel. This must have something to do with Ramire. Perhaps...
Wait!
Huh? Another student?
Oh yeah, there's
Run
Monica.
along now.
Thanks for all your help, sir. You're just a pathetic old man. How dare you get in the way of my brilliant plan, dog?
Run along now.
Thanks for all your help, sir. Huh? What are you doing here?
You must survive. Merely because there is still a role that I require you to fulfill.
Sorry. It looks like I'm going to have to leave you now. To think that the first time I saw you cry, your tears would be for me. It's sad, and yet I'm happy for it. Thank you, kid.
Oh my, so many twists. Who could have seen all of those coming? Alright, anyway, just got to pick a save here, and then we'll be moving on.
So this is where your father lived. Are you still crying? If turning back the hands of time was not enough to save his life, you must accept what came to pass was fate.
Our enemies will pay.
Agreed. We cannot let the wicked ones run free. Oh, your father said to look for something here. He must have been referring to whatever is behind that bookcase there.
Behind that bookcase over
Your
there?
father's diary. Huh. His handwriting is prettier than his face would suggest. Well, well. These entries here are from before your birth. He seems to have been writing this for quite some time. Read that part there. Horsebow Moon, year 1159.
Day 20 of the Horsebow Moon. All is cloudy. I can't believe she's dead. Lady Rhea said she died during childbirth. But is that the truth? And still, the child she traded her life for doesn't make a sound. Didn't even cry at birth. Day 25 of the Horsebow Moon. It's raining. The baby doesn't laugh or cry. Not ever. Lady Rhea says not to worry, but a baby that doesn't cry isn't natural. I had a doctor examine the child in secret. He said the pulse is normal, but there's no heartbeat. No heartbeat. Day 2 of the Wyvern Moon. Sunny. I feel I must take the child and leave. But the church is always watching us. I don't know what Lady Rhea has planned. I used to think the world of Lady Rhea. Now I'm terrified of her. Day 8 of the Wyvern Moon. More rain. I used the fire that broke out last night to fake the child's death. Lady Rhea is in a state over the news, but I can't change what I've done. I've got to take the child and leave.
Well now, that baby must be you. That means... Someone is approaching us.
There you are. Lady Rhea is looking for you, Professor. And after your audience, why don't you join me at the dining hall? You haven't eaten since it happened, have you? ... Forgive me. I suppose it's too soon to try and coax you back into the normal swing of things. As for what happened to Gerald, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't do anything to stop it. Stay here until you've found some peace. I'll cover for you with Lady Rhea and everyone else.
Thank you.
We'll be waiting for you whenever you're ready to return to us. I don't believe it's a sign of strength to just keep moving forward no matter what. Taking the time to grieve for those we've lost, there's strength in that too. That's what I think anyway. That said, it's also important to remember that no matter how sad you are, eventually your tears will dry up. That's when you have to figure out what it is you're living for. Then you can cling to that with all your might and start moving forward again. 4 years ago in Dusker, I experienced the same pain you're feeling now. My father was the strongest man I knew, someone I loved and admired deeply. That day, he was killed before my eyes, his head severed clean off. My stepmother, the kindest person I had ever known, left me behind and disappeared into the infernal flames. Everyone who I considered precious, my family and my closest friends, I couldn't save any of them, not a single one. Now, the burden of the work they left behind falls on me. I must ensure they have no regrets. That's my duty as the sole survivor of the tragedy. It's a heavy burden, but accepting it gave me the strength to pick myself up off the ground and start moving again. Start living again. Gerald is gone. So what will you do now, Professor? What must you do? Look deep in your heart, and I'm certain you'll find the answer there. indelible and inescapable. I've probably bothered you enough for today, but I have just one more thought to leave you with. Even now, Seth is gathering the knights to begin a full-scale search for the enemy. It may not be right away, but before long they will find their trail. No matter what happens or what anyone may say, know that I plan to stand by you, Professor. Through anything. Until the bitter end.
Well, did you search deep within yourself as he suggested? And did you find yourself some answers? This book is filled with secrets yet unknown. We must return another time to read the rest. Oh, but I have at least figured one thing out. I know now why our fates are intertwined.
Oh, do you now? Well, why don't you just share, Remember, Dad had something important to say to us this whole time, and he never...
Professor, I have been waiting for you.
Spat it out!
I am filled with grief at the loss of our most celebrated knight. Gerald was an ally of many years, and also a dear friend.
But it had been so long since you last saw him.
He fell in love with one of the nuns here at Garrigmach. Their love produced a child, whom she died giving birth to. It was her decision. She weighed her own life against that of her child's and, in the end, implored me to save the child. Your father never truly accepted that decision. He took the child, took you, and disappeared without warning.
Who was my mother? Did I inherit my crest from her?
Your mother. She was my...
Sorry for the interruption, Lady Rhea. There's something you must hear immediately. A report from the knights patrolling the area.
Very well. Professor, you are dismissed for the day. Please rest and focus only on mending your heart. Understood?
Oh, yeah, sure. Anyway, I'll call that here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.